something at the head of the line and putting something back. So I always measure my time and my commitments. I measure them against what my current priorities are. So sometimes
welcome everyone.
Like
as we get started on the show, I want you to participate. I hope the volume is good.
Someone says, hey, can we meet? My first question is, what are we meeting about? And what is the outcome? And if I really don't need to be there, then I have to risk sounding hardcore, or some people might call bitchy, and I have to say no, right? Or, someone wants you to go out and you have to stay home and finish something because that stacks up against your current priority. So for me, commitment is doing what it takes to fulfill whatever the current priority is, and giving that permission to shift as needed.
So all of those, without going into too many details, let me explain my concept of a commitment, Sherry. We're going to simplify. People like me are too busy. Entrepreneurs are too busy to figure things out. You figured that out, right? I don't want to put time on figuring out how YouTube works, really. I just want to put my message out and let you handle the part. If you simplify your commitments, today I'm going to show you the formula. Very simple. Just ask yourself how. What's the big question in your life, and how? How? H-O-W, just like that. Okay? Your first commitment is to your health. No matter what you're doing, no matter how busy you are, I don't care if you make millions of dollars. If you're sick, it doesn't matter. At the end of your life, you cannot buy another breath for all the money in the world. So health is your number one priority. Whatever formula you need, there's so many books. I have hundreds of books on health and recovery and everything, no matter what your condition is. If you're suffering from cancer right now, if you're in the middle of war right now, no matter how depressed and down you are, there's a formula, there's a book for it. And we have read them. I was blessed. This Rod Norvell called me and gave me the list, and he said, read this. And I made a commitment. That's why I'm talking to you about it, with confidence. Okay? I didn't say, Rod, okay, let me see. Which one? He says, read these books. You're going to make $1 million. Okay, why? Simple formula. Okay, I start reading where? Page 1. I made a commitment to page 1. This is page 1. How? Health comes there. Second is relationships. How? O for organized relationships. Listen, I'm so glad to see your beautiful face on camera today. Welcome again. We're going to build this community no matter what Rod feels or doesn't feel, or I feel or doesn't feel. Maria's on camera. Everybody's coming and joining because we want to make a real impact. We're real people. We want to formalize things in a simple way. Okay? Everything has a way. Even if you're going on a date, you need to have an idea of how you're going to approach the other person, right? So for life, how can we go out about life and willy-nilly just go through this and not figure out how we're going to approach it? So we got to prioritize. We got to make commitment to your priorities. And then the result is exactly what you want, what Sherry was talking about, all the things. Who do I go see? Do I drink coffee? Or do I drink water? Which one is my priority right now? Handing over to Sherry. Give me a breath right here. Sherry, how is it going so far? Tell me, you said yesterday that this show was the best show we did in all of the 2 weeks we've done. Imagine in 2 weeks we have accomplished so much. Growth is messy, but we got the formula.
I agree with you, Arif. And I got to tell you, you asked me how I'm doing. I have yet to have a bad Friday. I don't care what happens. Fridays are just automatically good days. And further to your point of commitments, I think just as important as making the right commitments, I think it's just as important to keep the commitments you make, which is why making the right commitments are important. Because once you make it, I think you have to keep it. And that whether it's a time that you say you're going to be there, or a time that you say a meeting is going to end, or something big like I'm going to make this amount of money for my family, or I'm going to read this book. Everything subtle, large, small speaks to your integrity. So be careful about the commitments you're making. Be very thoughtful about them, and don't make them in haste.
Very, very good ideas. If I were to formalize this commitment, I wanted to summarize it in how. That's why I'm approaching it in a way that doesn't offend anybody and will appeal to everybody. If your health was intact, wouldn't that be a good commitment to keep?
100%.
So let me tell you my commitment. I made a commitment to run 5 to 7 days a week, at least 3 kilometers every day, rain, sunshine. I go to McDonald's to pick up my coffee. This little angel lady is behind the desk, and she says, "Oh, you're running, you're so hot every day. You run every day?" I say, "Yes." And she says, "Oh, how about winter?" I said, "I am camel." She started laughing. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Camels run through snow, ice, and storm."
I love that.
So, my commitment is to be in the best shape of my life by June 2024. So far, since I was in the accident, every year I have improved my health, mental, spiritual, incrementally because I'm conscious. So Sherry, when somebody says health conscious, what do you take of that? Health conscious. I'm health conscious. What do you mean?
You know what? I think that it depends on who's saying it and in what context. Some people throw words around thinking that that it just sounds good, right?
So,
buzzword. Everybody's health conscious, but what does it really mean?
I love the way Sherry just puts a spin because I don't think about it that way. See, consciousness is what occupies your mind predominantly, most of the time, okay? You're conscious of it. I'm health conscious. I look here, I see a book. I look there, I see a jar of water. I look there, I see, what's this, some flower, whatever it is, right? I'm health conscious. Relationship conscious. My relationship with Sherry, with Rod, with Maria, with Lester is consciously being put to the test, and every single day your relationships will put in the test. But if you committed to a time, you got to keep the time. Because it affects, it's a domino effect. Everything is tied together. And the last one, and the most important one, oh, I got to take out this wallet, Rod. This has been the topic close to my heart. You know, these bills, I just love the smell of money. It makes me happy. Why not be open about money? When was the last time you had a talk like this with yourself, with your kids, with your, self, and about money? I'm delegating responsibility. I talked to number one doctor in America, was awarded by Joe Biden the award for the best ER doctor 2021-2022 in Dallas and Los Angeles. And I'm inviting him on this show. And his name, and he's my very first uncle, it just brings me to tears. He and my father were childhood friends. So when he passed away, he reached out to me. He says, "Listen, your father was so dear to me. I'm in America, you're in Canada. Anything I can do for you." And I saw the opportunity to bring him out and interview him on this. He says, "Man," he says, "you're gonna make me famous now." Just joking. I said, "You are famous. You refused Joe Biden's invitation for Christmas. You didn't go to it. You're famous. Just people like me don't know you." Okay? Yeah. The other gentleman we're going to talk about money, right? We're going to talk about health, organizing relationships, and money. It's all in one bundle. So the other person is in Iraq. He is a citizen of Australia, and he is a sheikh, big following in the Middle East. Thousands of people watch when he talks and love and come with 10 SUVs and guards and everything else. When he goes to Australia, it's just a guy like me and you, Sheikh Suleiman Gilani. This morning I was going to invite him. He says, my Zoom is not working and this and that, and we spent time in Tehran together. See, I'm cultivating the relationships, bear fruit, and I'm going to invite them to teach us how did they do that.
Beautiful.
That's just the beginning of the iceberg. I know Rod is also inviting some amazing people. Unfortunately, my time commitment is really, thank you, sir, for the timelines. We're going to keep the time. We're gonna keep the time. We're gonna keep the show. We're gonna grow the show. We're gonna bring a lot of audiences. I'm widely advertising in all my social media. I wish I had somebody like me talk to me when I was 23 years old and I came to Canada. All of the immigrants, all of the Middle Easterns, all of you Spanish people, all the Jamaicans, all the Chinese, all of you Koreans. Thanks, Rod. You're distracting my thought process. I love you, man. Don't worry about it. I'm staying here. I'm committed to helping the world change. We're going to bring the philosophies from Rumi, the most well-read poet in America, not Shakespeare, not Walt Emerson, but it's Rumi. And we bring his wisdom because there was a philosophy of personal development way before Napoleon Hill. Right? It was applied in the circles in the Middle East, in tribal systems, and all over the world, in England, in the high courts, in China, in the ding dong, I don't know where it is, but they kept this knowledge secret from everybody. Aristotle, Julius Caesar. Let's talk about some big names. We're living in the best time in history and we worry ourselves, who's gonna take my coffee today? Oh, how am I gonna pay my rent? Right? Ladies and gentlemen, opportunities to make more money than you've ever made. The opportunities to have wonderful, lasting relationships. When, Keanu Reeves is one of my heroes. It was his 50th birthday today, and he said something on a show. They asked him, Keanu, what happens when we die? He's a Canadian hero. He says the people who love us the most will miss us. That's it and that's all. I don't know what happened. Nobody came back. I don't know where we're going. Man, it's time to make a commitment to your priorities, ladies and gentlemen, my friends and family. I'm going to send this video to all of my friends who watch, who speak the English language. See, every language you speak has different connotations. There's some things that are just untranslatable. I'm a professional interpreter with 2 companies with high courts in Canada. Like, I was handpicked out of hundreds of people to do English and Kurdish translation while the court is going on. Everything's happening, lights on, and every word that comes up everybody's mouth, I have to translate for this individual who doesn't understand English. It takes a commitment to command anything. It takes a commitment to command a schedule, to command a language, but today's topic is all about the 3 major areas of life. We're going to talk about them, Rod, as 3 major areas of life. Because all of the challenges that Sherry, I see come from those 3 areas. 1, in health. People have major health problems. Number, both spiritually, mentally, and also physically, emotionally. Pain has a very wide array. Number 2, lack of solid relationships. I go out in the street and I run, Sherry, I'm smiling and I good morning, good morning. Finally, after a year of running, I have found the 3, 4, 5 friends where I run and I run, they say, hi, good morning, morning, you know what I mean? People are scared. We're in this capsule. We want to protect it. We want to break the barriers. We're all human beings. We're all made in the image of God. We all have capacities to create miracles. That's it.
Amen.
The next one, money-making opportunities, and I have to have another meeting with my partner, Rod H. Norville, and have a couple of you ladies there because we need to finalize. We need to put things on paper. We need to make things, amen, Sherry, put a dot on it and go to the next line. I can't, 3 money-making opportunities. I have my own money-making opportunities. We're going to blend it. This is going to appeal to everybody. If you love your health, if you love building your team, those real estate agents, man, I got friends who are in real estate. So many of you are suffering to the bone. And says, listen, I can't even afford to put the Kurdish house, sponsorship because I don't make money because when I come there, 5,000 people are passing by and they're not making any commitment. You know what? It's your skills. It's your personal skills, my friends. You hand out a card, don't expect somebody to call you. Find a way to get a number like Rod Norwell did with Lessa, who's here, who was sitting on a rock overlooking the beautiful view and reading a Bible. Find a way to connect and, okay? That's effortless connections. That's what Rod's been so passionate about, to try to tell everybody that it's impossible almost to make it on our own, but together as a community, no matter what your community is, we'll help you build it. I'll help you build it. I'll bring my resources. I'll bring my relationships. Why? Because we have a common purpose and win-win situation. If you make money and I make money, I'm interested in talking to you. Sherry, your hand is raised and we're coming to the end of the show today.
Well, Arif, I want to say two things. First of all, I love how you can take a subject and just really dig into it from several different points of view. So I love that you do that instead of just talking about things on a superficial level. The second thing I will say is that you are walking, talking demonstration of what deep commitment looks like just from your energy. I mean, you're committed to your businesses, and I just think that when you have that level of commitment and you walk the talk, then just like what you were saying about how, combining the businesses, getting things on paper, you create in your own life this alchemy where you meet the right people who have different ingredients than what you have, and then you put them together and magic happens, and it opens up so many doors. So, you said today's topic was commitment, and the three arenas that you put it in. I just think that you did, like I told you yesterday, was your best show yet. You just topped yourself. Thank you.
Let me just tell Sherry something. We are not really share with you, Sherry.